that the online students can hear us, no? It is audible but visible also. Yeah, on the first day we had a discussion of course outline and handout. Finally, based on the ebook, I gave a question to study the small caselet, no, about running the supermarket chain. In the handout, we considered to define management, to describe the management process, to describe why management is for organizations. After that, we considered the basic things like management levels, management types, management skills, management roles. Finally, we discussed about the new thing, no? That how to be successful managing the modern business world. Right. Then today, to match with the course outline agenda, we will consider the second lesson to know the historical evolution of management concepts or theories and practices over time. Those can be considered as historical trends. In this subject, we have to consider historical trends in management. The history now should be used for our current and future learning purpose. That's why we call history repeats. It is true for management as well. Right. Then here, under the evolution of management thinking or historical trends, we can identify that in early and recent historical trends. Early historical trends and recent is somewhat recent. These two are also evolved in some recent and also the early passing the time. But before that, we know which are deciding this. The changes in environment or major forces in the environment may influence us to consider, reconsider these trends, no? As early and recent historical trends. These are the environmental forces. After that, we will try to understand how these concepts evolve over time in different classifications. But for anything, there should be a reason, need, no? That is the influences of forces affecting from the environment. Right. But the environment is another lesson. That's the next lesson. Here we will identify only major 3-4 forces, but all 6 might be affecting, right? All 6 forces. One is global force, globalization of global forces. Global forces. Then technological. Then socio-cultural. Then economic. Then legal, political, or political, legal. Last one is very dominant today, natural forces or ecological forces. Therefore, all these environmental forces may time to time influence the evolution of management theories and practices. The historical trends of management theories and practices. But here we have identified the socio-economic and political forces only, but all might be affected. Huh? When you do the third lesson, we may reconsider these with them. Right. We will have a bit on this as well as the background to see the influence. Right, social forces refer to the different aspects of culture, right? Based on the culture, people in the world in different countries, may try to have relationships with others based on their values, needs, and behavioral patterns. That's the role of socio-cultural forces. Right. Actually, first we have to born to a country as a human being or a person. No? Then we try to acquire the society and the culture belong to us. But it can be identified in different levels. Final level is the global level. Right. Therefore, changes taken place in the socio-cultural environment, then trends or historical trends in all disciplines, including management, should be bothered about. Because all should be done, all results should be achieved to help our standard of living. Right. The standard of living of people in different countries, different cultures, communities. Right. That's why even organizations are there, because individuals cannot alone fulfill their requirements. That's why organizations are there to do that. That's the first thing mentioned here. Then second set of forces is economic forces, where the resource utilization, right, in a society to achieve the economic goals of the particular community or the country should be the next one to be considered. Even organizations are operating in market economics today. No? Today, all organizations are operating in market economics to satisfy market economic aim, right? Neo-liberalized market economic aims, right? Therefore, that influence is also there, right, for organizations and managers to think and rethink about the use of management theories and practices to timely match with the economic requirements, economic forces. Right. Last one, in making decisions, I think it's a matter of considering the power political influences also, or the legal laws, statutes also, which are much considered by the government, and other regulations and other political systems. This is also considered not only at the local level but at the global level. Right. Therefore, all these forces can be considered in the similar levels, local and global, in a mixed way. Right. But as I mentioned, not only these three, the other three, first one is actually global, because of the changes in the globalization. I think we experience changes in socio-cultural forces, economic forces, and political and legal forces in the world, and technological forces also, which are developed to match with the changes in the globalization. That's why the modern ICT or globally distributed technologies and also is globalization. These have been much predicted by our Sri Lankan Sri Lankan scientists after Sitla. So after Sitla, even global village concept, etc., have been initially thought and considered by him as a Sri Lankan scientist. Now we are doing with that. Therefore, it is globalization may decide, right, all these changes, no? Changes in all these forces. Right. Due to the increased globalization, now we are experiencing the changes in the weather patterns, natural environment, because of the activities. So activities done in the globalization. Therefore, warming is considered as global warming. No? Global warming. Global warming. It can determine different weather patterns, unexpected. Then economic forces can be considered as global economic forces. Global economic. Politics power can be considered global power politics, political agenda. Right. Then global technologies, global workforces. Therefore, first as the background, from the background we have to identify the key forces and the effect of them towards managers and researchers to reconsider, no? Consider and reconsider the history of management. Right. Okay, no? Even online members might understood this. The background, what sets these changes. Right, after that, we will come to the main part of the lesson to identify how the evolution of management perspectives over time can be configured. To configure them, we can use this diagram. Right. Then these two things, no, are presented in on left in left boxes as early historical trends and recent historical trends. Then different perspectives of management can be identified for each, no, each of them on right side. Right. Classical perspective, humanistic perspective, and management science of quantitative perspective are the three major perspectives used under the early historical trends. Right. Then the recent historical trends can be identified with these somewhat new management perspectives and systems of thinking. Right. What are those? First one is system thinking, then situational or contingency thinking. Then these are some new buzzwords in management. TQM or total quality management, the technology driven workplace, and collaborative innovations or collaboration or collaborative practices in businesses. Okay, that's how this diagram can be used to configure uh, different perspectives under the two headings, two subheadings: early historical trends and recent historical trends. But this is evolving, no, towards future. Still, we can consider these as recent. These two even today we have to consider all businesses should consider system view, no? That's what we consider against Mr. Vincent's opinion about management on the first day in that small case. He said that no point of using these concepts like system thinking, no, to run a supermarket chain because so far he is successful as a manager. No? But I ask you to counter argue with this opinion based on these concepts in your answer. No? Have you written the answer? Okay. The task should be done on the same day without postponing. That is not an assignment. I gave that as an exercise. At least you have to read and come. Okay, are you clear about the things discussed up to now in the second lesson? First, what are the key forces uh, determining or influencing us to rethink of management theories and practices? Right. Then, using this diagram, we can outline the history of management as early and recent histories and these management philosophies, no, under the two philosophies and techniques under these two. Right, then one by one, mentioned in the right should be taken and discontinued. This may be the most boring part in the subject. Especially to be done in the daytime or the evening. In the morning, of course, it is somewhat manageable. Right. Then, as per the diagram, we noted three things, no? Under the early historical thing, early historical trend is the first one. Classical perspective. Under the classical perspective, also there are many perspectives, right? Mentioned, introduced. Scientific management is the very first one considered under the classical perspective. That's the starting point. But that happened due to the industrialization of the industries in the world. Then F.W. Taylor is the founder, founding theorist of management discipline to present the scientific management or principles of scientific management. Therefore, Taylor is considered as the father of scientific management. Not father of management, but father of scientific management. Right. This is the time period of him. Based on the scientific management, Taylor emphasizes uh, to determine jobs and manage jobs scientifically in order to improve the efficiency and the labor productivity, organizational productivity. Therefore, principles of scientific management mainly emphasize the improvement of efficiency. That is only one aspect of management, as we considered in the first lesson. But by the time the productive improvement was a major concern, no? During the growth of the industrialization. Therefore, initial stage in the growth stage of the industrialization, owners and managers had the main focus to increase the productivity or efficiency, number of units, right? Considering employees as machines, right? That's why Taylor introduced scientific management and these underlying principles of that. Even today, we have to do modern managers, modern organizations do practice these, right? Otherwise, they cannot enhance the efficiency. Right. But not only these, there are many new practices that modern managers and organizations to do, especially to enhance the effectiveness and to stay competitive in the market. But all these very classical old principles of management should be practiced by organizations today, all organizations today. Otherwise, they are not in a position to increase the productivity or worker productivity, labor productivity. Right. But it is considered as an early historical trend, the first early historical trend in management. Right. Then these are the examples for the scientific management principles. Right. First one is it says that organizations and managers should develop and use very scientific or standard methods, right, to design jobs, right, or to perform jobs, enhance the performance of jobs, right. Then also, it also says that modern managers and organizations should select employees, right, or workers to the jobs, right, looking at their expertise, so appropriate abilities to perform the task of the job. Even today it is done now in interviews. The thing is to consider the qualification and the experience of the workers. Whether this person has enough qualification and experience to fit the job as a job in the marketing area, HR area, operational area, strategy area, like that. Right. After selecting workers to the jobs, this scientific management also says that managers and owners of organizations should use standard methods, scientific methods to train workers to fill the gaps. Right. Another principle is that another instruction of this is the modern managers and organizations should help their workers to plan and eliminate the interruptions and other waste, other costs of the job. It is similar to supervising, supervising workers' behavior, appropriate supervision. Right. Then last one is about the way the workers should be motivated, right, to perform the jobs. Right. But scientific management says even today it is applicable to a certain level or to all workers. Managers and owners of businesses should provide wage-related or financial incentives, right, to influence workers or to motivate workers to enhance the job outcome, job result. Even today it is that all over the world, the primary motivation factor is this, no? Financial rewards. But there are many other factors considered by workers, not only the financial. But this is a must even today in future. Even senior managers work for the incentives, no? Senior managers. But all workers expect other non-financial factors also, which have been much considered under the humanistic perspective, not by the classical perspective. Right. When you refer textbooks and other materials, there are more information about this. But in my handout, these are the basic and carefully selected points to study about scientific management as the first landmark of evolution of management. Introduced by Taylor as Taylorism of scientific management. Taylorism का क्या वादे क्या है? Taylor वादे, Taylorism. Some के लिए क्या है? वादे. Capitalism, धनवाद. Socialism, समाजवाद. ये वाले Taylorism के लिए. Okay, now you understood. To match it this level. Okay, I think online students are also comfortable, no? I think to understand this one. But again, you have to read yourself.
Smart board not visible. I'm sorry.
What's that? Is there a question?
Smart board not visible, sir. Smart board not visible. Can you share the screen?
We are not clear.
No, sir. It is even not seen, the smart board.
Sound is not clear.
Not sound, sir. That smart board not visible to us. Smart board not visible.
Whiteboard?
Yeah, whiteboard not visible.
Whiteboard or the handout?
No, the whiteboard.
Right.
If you could share your machine screen, it is, I think, issue with
how I can share that? Then I should have a photo.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, okay, no problem.
No, shall I turn the camera?
If you can, sir, if you can do something, it is prefer.
Earlier there was a button when that is on, the camera got rotated.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very
Now
much.
okay, no?
Okay, so far, okay, sir.
But even for them, it is hard to read now. The same color, black color. But these are some additional things I mentioned on the board. But for the time being, knowing the influence of these three forces mentioned in that slide is enough. But I wanted to explain these orally as additional points. But the similar points will be discussed on the next day under the environment of management. Right. Okay, then having completed the introduction of scientific management, then now we will move to the next slide to know the second theory for the approach used in the same classical perspective, right? Right. This is the second one, second theory of set of principles introduced as not scientific management but as bureaucratic organization or principles of bureaucracy. Right. Taylor was a mechanical engineer to propose them. Then there's another another group theorist considered as Max Weber. You might hear about this. Max Weber. He was a German sociologist, German Samajvidya, right? Taylor, Yantric engineer, America, right? There are different non-managerial scholars who introduce about management. Now we are studying management as a borrowed discipline from others, from other scientists. Right. Therefore, bureaucratic organization of principles of bureaucracy have been introduced by this German Max Weber sociologist. Right. That's the period applicable to him. Right. Then bureaucratic organizations, even today these are here. Bureaucratic organizations can be identified as impersonal and rational organizations. These impersonal and rational principles of management should be used by managers to run organizations as bureaucratic organizations or with bureaucracy. Right. Then these are the ideal bureaucratic principles introduced by Weber. Some are similar to the principles introduced by Taylor. That's why these theories are considered under the classical perspective. These are overlapping each other. These are identical, synonymous. Right. First one is division of labor to have clear authority and responsibility in the hierarchy of the organization. Even today, it is applicable to all organizations. Right? Without that, management cannot be even thought of. Right? By managers, no? Without providing these. Right. Second one, the positions in the organization should be distributed from the top level to the lowest level in a hierarchy. Right. I explained that in the first point also. Right. So third bureaucratic principle is managers should use rules and procedures to ensure the disciplined behavior of people, predictable behavior of people. Even today it should be that. Discipline plus. Okay. Well, second. Right. Then third one, this is applicable in accounting and financial management, no? Even company law. Managers are separated from owners of the organization. This is applicable for companies. But even To run a small business, owners have this idea. Right? They have idea we should not mix our personal money with the business money. Right? Therefore, this is applicable to all businesses today. We do accounting for these, no? For drawings and all. We have to keep records. To separate. It is understand principle. Ownership should be separated from managing the business. That's the agency theory. Right? It is considered with the agency stewardship theory in comparison. And the company law is the way of incorporation. Solomon case and all. We have studied now. Solomon versus Solomon company. That's the way of incorporation. In the new company law also it is applicable to continue now. Abolition. Not abolition. But some areas in the initial company law also they abolished in 2007. The ultra violent contracts those are not applicable. No? Object clause is not there. Memorandum of association is not there. Everything should be considered in the articles of association. Even a single person can start up a company now. No? It is somewhat flexible. Then no Janata Samagam. Right? I have written a company law book earlier now. I should do editing there. Right. Next one. All administrative decisions and actions should be recorded in hard copies or in soft copies. That should be recorded, no, for the future purpose. Even all organizations should do this. Otherwise, auditors and all cannot see the evidence. Even same managers cannot revisit to all decisions. They will forget them as human beings, no, and all should be recorded in writing. But now most systems are used, no? Soft copies, yeah, soft files. But better to have a backup also. Right. The last principle in the ideal bureaucracy is what? Employees should be selected and they should be promoted based on their technical qualifications. All over the world today, it is applicable now. People are hired to organization based on this. Definitely, this should be considered as one criteria. Then their promotions also should be considered based on this. But today I think much weight is given not for this but for the performance result as well. Result as well. But without this, even they cannot apply for a job. That's why you are here now, to get the technical qualification as an academic qualification and to have the professional Srilanka qualification also. But now Srilanka exams are flexible. No? Even one by one you can apply and up to the corporate level you can apply online. No? Monthly you can apply. No? Are you doing some business level subjects and all? No. Now you wanted to complete this and have an exemption of that. You have the final stage. Or some may be doing both now. Or some might complete at AAT, double AAT to get part qualification of CA Sri Lanka and to continue from there. But anyhow, best thing is to have both qualifications, academic and professional together. Then later an MBA also, MBA. Okay, then these are the basic bureaucratic principles introduced by Max Weber. Some of them are similar to the principles introduced by the previous one, the founding one, as scientific management principles by Taylor. Therefore, this is another father. Father of what? Father of bureaucracy. Maxwell is the father of bureaucratic organization. Bureaucracy. Maxwell. विद्यात्मक कल्पना करने पिया Taylor. Still they live. They live means their ideas are well used by us even today, managers today. Right. There's another father coming in. He is 85 old. He is the father of overall management. Henry Fayol is the father of management. Right. He is a French philosopher. French philosopher. Right. He has introduced many things. For this lesson, we have to consider the administrative principles he introduced. Administrative principles. Right. Paripalana Mooladhara. Right. Then these principles focuses to present a total organization, full comprehensive organization. Even today, these are widely applied. Then I have selected these are the 14 universal management principles that Fayol has introduced under the administrative principles. Right. Some of them, most of them are matching with the principles mentioned by the previous two scholars, Taylor and Maxwell. That's the meaning of evolution. No? The early idea should be recaptured by the next proposal. It is happening, especially in the social sciences. Natural science what they can. We can't separate natural sciences from social sciences. Both are interrelated. System theory का ये biology, natural science. System thinking used in businesses, management, evolved from biology, natural science. Right. First one is similar to that, no? Division of labor. This follows work specialization. Right. Then when actually this started from Adam Smith ideas in 1776. Adam Smith, as a Scotland economist, he introduced relating to the alphabet in manufacturing. Right. So the alphabet තනිකරම එකම set එකකට කරනවට වඩා වෙන වෙනම carry කරනකොට ඵලදායීතාවය වැඩි. Because the user can get the expertise when different parts are done in different times. That's the idea behind having different departmentalizations in an organization, having different jobs in an organization. To respect the division of labor. Even today it should be used. Then only the output can be enhanced in number of times. Right. Then authority and responsibility similar to the previous one. Managers should have authority to carry out their responsibility. Even employees should have that. Next one, discipline. Rules and regulations should be there. This was introduced by Maxwell. Rules and regulations should be there to govern organizations, to govern people by managers. Then unity of command is another principle. The subordinates should know whom to report at a given time. It should be uniquely given, specifically given. Then unity of directions. It is similar to the departmentalizations. The similar activities of an organization should be clustered or grouped together under one manager. Maybe a production manager is there to head people in production department. Marketing management is there to head people in marketing division. Likewise, there are different departments. To follow this one, unity of direction. Then the individual interests of the organization should be managed to the team, organizational interest to allow the goal congruency. While allowing the employees to satisfy their personal goals, the manager's task is to use their contribution to achieve the corporate goals or divisional goals. That's the idea behind this sixth principle. Right. Next one, remuneration of staff. The employees should be rewarded with different rewards, but fairly, equitably. That is another requirement, as said by Favor. 7 more. Eighth one is the centralization. The most strategic division of an organization should be centered upon the top managers. Others can be decentralized. Even today, this practice. Scalar chain. A chain of authority should be distributed from top level to the lowest level, and the responsibility should be there from lowest level to the top level. As a hierarchy, as a chain. Even today, it is followed, even in governments, even in families. No? Right. Order. All resources should be used to ensure that they are there in an organization in the right time, right place, in the right country, and in the right quality. Even today, it should be maintained. Then, managers should be enough, fairly equitable, or equitable enough, right? Otherwise, people would not be happy. Right? They may leave the organization and the division. No? Even today, it is applicable. Based on these, I think new concepts like ethical management or ethical leadership emerge. Right. Initiative. Subordinates should have enough freedom to utilize their ideas, views for the innovations. Even today, it is rightly applicable, no? And then intrapreneurship or corporate entrepreneurship and empowered leadership and so on, distributed leadership. Last one is teamwork, widely applicable, no? It is just esprit de corps, one Latin terms. It's the meaning of using teamwork and group work and the team spirit. Right. It should be created and maintained throughout the organization in the long run as well. Right now, most organizations, I think, turn from individual decision to team decisions. That's the Japanese example. Right? Modern practice in Japanese organizations. Right. Therefore, no harm no, to say that Payol is the father of management. Right? Because such very versatile ideas have been presented by him. I think that happened due to the prior ideas introduced by Galle and Max Weber. But all these management scholars, these scholars borrowed ideas from economics. That's what I highlighted the work of Adam Smith to initiate division of labor concept to the world. But before these, during ancient periods, no, right? Before these ideas emerged in research papers and textbooks, during our ancient periods, even our all rulers, kings used this division of labor, organizing, leadership, all happened. No? Authority, hierarchy, right? All happened. Now we have some residuals no? in ruins. There are reservoirs, there are statutes, there are temples, there. We had very lucrative industries those days, even then before. Now we are struggling to have rice, no? Maintain rice demand of the country, right? Having price controls, import controls. But those days we exported rice to other countries with the self-sufficiency. Therefore, those are enough good evidence no? As to say we have better management and practices there now during our ancient periods. Actually, that should be first given. That should be first reminded. Even textbook writers, some textbook writers say so. During the ancient periods, giving examples like Egyptian pyramids, some civilizations in the world, right? Giving those evidence, they try to say that the same now. The better management practices and theories even can be dated back to the ancient periods. Sustainability with දැන් කතා කරන ඉස්සර ඕන තරම් තිබ්බනේ. Right. අටකොට අර අපි විතර පිස්ස ඒවා they have identified the interconnections of them and the no less harm to the environment. Even there now. Even quality management no, has been done massively in those days, even there now. Quality. Right, that's the end of the first pillar, understanding the classical perspective under the early historical trends. But we consider three sub-perspectives under the classical perspective: scientific management, principles of bureaucracy, and administrative principles, proposed by those scholars, gurus, or fathers, three fathers. Okay. Yeah, digesting, no? Right, then under the same early historical trends, now we can move to the second pillar, no? Second pillar. What is that? Humanistic perspective. Opposite to the classical. Humanistic. Or some say that neoclassical. Non-classical or neoclassical. Humanistic. Right. Overall, compared to the scientific, classical perspective, humanistic perspective emphasizes the importance of understanding or valuing human behaviors, human needs, and human attitudes in the workplace, as well as their interactions, social interactions and group processes. But some of these hints were given by the classical theories also, especially the father of management, 85. Right. Last one, in the first 14 principles, deals with teamwork, with group work. Right. But here, as the pioneer to the humanistic perspectives, we will identify these works which are considered as early advocates, early contributors to the humanistic perspective. But Taylor's ideas, as I said, in that way, is another early contribution. But Taylor's the three people's ideas are very identical to be considered under the classical perspective. Yes. Those are the classical works in management. But as I said, we have to go back to the ancient works to understand these ancient works. Right, there are two contributors, no, under the early advocates. One is Mary Parker Follett. Some writers call her as the mother of management. Mother of management. Mother of management. Mary Parker Follett. Why? She actually defined management as an art. All others, the scientific scholars, ideas embark on management with science. But Mary Parker Poletti is the one who gave an initial idea about management as an art. So maybe sir, I management field के तमा art science देखो मैं क्यों वाला थी. अनित्य का एक को दिन arts, एक को science. Management वाला तमा देखो नहीं. This is the most required discipline, right? To utilize people working in other disciplines. Without managers, that cannot be done. आर्थिक विद्या प्रयागने गेटलोड विसंगति ने मैनेजमेंट. Okay, then she is the one who defined management as an art of getting things done through others. She said that management is an art of getting things done through others. Sesuai lawa pada kerawa gini kalau menakar. In addition to that, Colin emphasized on worker participation, having shared goals among managers, approaches to leadership, importance of empowering people. Now we are talking, but long ago, these scholars have already introduced this work empowerment. Rather than only using engineering techniques mentioned in the classical perspective, right? Therefore, and as he also stressed that managers should be able to deal with rapidly changing business world. Now we are in. I added those words in your definition also, no? In a changing environment. Like all these have been will introduced by Mary Parker Poletti. Therefore, no harm got to be called as the mother of management. Right. Another one is Chester Bernard. He was an executive vice president in General Electric Organization in the USA. Right? It is still there. Then, based on his experience, he has written some books. The renowned book is the book titled "The Functions of the Executive." Right, right. Where he explained about the importance of having informal authority, informal teams, informal communication. Even today, I think. Within the formal aspects, these informal aspects should be well used in a combined method. Right. Then, as mentioned here, he contributed to the concepts like informal organization, formal organization, and social grouping, social peaks, and use of authority theory, acceptance theory of authority, many more things. Therefore, Chester Bernard is also considered as an early setter of the humanistic perspective. Right. He's a practitioner. Right, that's the first pillar of the humanistic perspective, right? Looking at the early advocates' ideas. Right. Then we have to move to the human relations movement or human relations perspective. This started as a result of the Hawthorne studies carried out in Chicago, in Hawthorne City, in the Western Electric Company. This was carried out in sequence of stages. Initially, the factory owners had the understanding about the relationship of increasing productivity by increasing physiological conditions. But in a time, they noticed that despite the increase in providing physiological conditions positively, the productivity began to go down. It's a strange situation. Then to address that problem, those owners, factory owners invited Elton Mayo and others to carry out the study. It ended up as Hawthorne studies, Hawthorne legacy. Right. Right. Then Hawthorne findings captured new knowledge in management, but I think the early advocates' ideas might be helpful to do that by Mayo and others. And the limitations inherent limitations noticed in the classical perspectives. Right. Then author studies found that the productivity increment is not only a result of the physiological or technological dimensions, it is also conditioned with the social dimensions, human dimensions at workplace. Therefore, specifically they considered elements under the social context as social conditioning, group norms, interpersonal dynamics, uh, managers' concern for the workers to enhance their satisfaction and performance, all matter to achieve the final productivity, not only the physiological conditions. That's the landmark of findings to see other disciplines, especially human resource management, organizational behavior, leadership, and some other behavioral subjects used today due to this landmark of research findings. Not only that, based on this, even researchers began to use new research methods to investigate human behavior at workplace. But therefore, massive contributions made by the author studies in the world of management. Even other perspectives mentioned in the latter part of the humanistic perspective resulted due to the Hawthorne findings. As an example, these classical psychologists were able to propose their psychological motivational theories under the human resources perspective. Right. Then the pioneered motivational theory was introduced by Abraham Maslow, one American psychologist, to propose five common needs we all try to embark on. These five needs can be presented in a pyramid triangle. Even today, I think, in all situations, in all our human attempts, we try to consider the satisfaction of these five needs. Maybe as a manager, as an employee, as a customer or consumer, right? We try to satisfy these five common human needs. But to achieve them, satisfy them, we may have different task-oriented goals, job-oriented goals. Right? Those are the means, right, to achieve initially and to finally satisfy the needs in these five levels. Right. What are the five levels of needs? We try to embark physiological needs, safety needs. During the COVID period, we gave the much priority, the world gave the highest priority for that. Second one, safety. हमारे कानूनी न्याय क्या करना क्या हम कर रहे हैं लाइक pandemic के ऊपर right then take it in about right then social needs, so love and belonging needs, right. The last two are fourth and fifth are very psychological, right. Self-esteem and self-actualization needs, right. First two are primary needs. Third one is middle, no? Social needs. It is between the physiological and psychological needs, social. Right. Social need partly touches physiological needs and partly touches psychological needs. Safety करता है physical safety, mental safety, देखो मत ये safety. Love keeper. Love. Love किसी का देखो बार. आदरवाद्या කායික වශයෙන් කොච්චර සහායකයක් දෙනවද මානසික වශයෙන් දෙන දෙකම බලන්න එකක් දුන්නාට බෑ මානසික විතරක් දීලා නැහැ කායිකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ කායික විතරක් දීලා මානසිකවත් දෙන්න ඕනේ right that's the nature of the social needs being in the middle right that's the pioneered theory psychological motivation theory introduced by Maslow but there are many other. We will consider all these in the motivation lesson when we come to discuss that under the function. But here, under the humanistic perspective, especially in the human resources perspective, we should not take. The other one is a strange one. Douglas McGregor has introduced uh, under the human side of organizations as XY theories. These are not actually the motivational theories. Looking at the S characters and Y characters mentioned there, we can identify two ends of managers behavior and the employee behavior. Right. Right. Based on these characters of employees into X and Y, the theory says that managers try to have two types of assumptions and behaviors about workers. If managers realize that worker characters are more with X characters, then the manager tries to more supervise the worker and to control the worker behavior. Right. In contrast, if the manager sees that the worker belongs to Y characters, then the manager tries to move from controlling and supervising to empowering the worker. Right. That's what initially found by XY theory by McGregor during that period. Even today, I think it is widely used to know situational leadership. Situational leadership. The situation should be identified looking at the at to which category the employee belongs or the group members belong. If they are with the X category, then manager should do more work. If manager assumes that the employee or the team members are more with Y category, the manager can look after his strategic task, empowering or assigning more tasks to the work and the group. Even it is highly used, knowingly or unknowingly by managers in this theory version to manage people and to present the leadership style. Right. This is another. So this is the last pillar in the humanistic perspective, behavioral sciences approach. Behavioral sciences approach. It tries to use the scientific methods drawn from the standard methods drawn from these disciplines, multidisciplines like psychology, sociology, social psychology, the combination of both. That is another different subject discipline area, social psychology. Then anthropology, economics, and other disciplines to develop theories about human behavior and how human interactions should be set in an organization, considered in an organizational setting. Right. Then, based on these, modern managers can consider use approaches to deal with organizational change and developments. Organizational change and developments. Right. But these techniques, no, used to do change and development should finally help having and maintaining good human relations, interpersonal relations. Right. Interpersonal relations. That is where now we consider all these as collaborative. I mentioned that under the recent historical trends. Last part is what? Collaboration. Collaborative practices, business collaborations. But initially considered here. But in classical and early advocatory ideas, no, initially identify some specific points of them. That's how evolution happens. Evolution of management theories practices are happening. So we need to have a break here, or do it a little more? Should we have a break? What is better? Right. This is the last perspective of the early historical traits. Did we end the first basket? Huh? First basket is what? Early historical traits. This is the last nut in that basket. What is that? Now in the role of quantitative techniques for management science approach. Right. Now this is happening with big data applications, data analytic techniques, AI applications. By the time ICT, it is an evolution of IT, ICT, Internet of Things, computer and ICT. That is another new version, the fourth and fifth generation in technology. Right. Therefore, all these belong to this model of perspective, management science. Data science and management science. So data science and management science. Right. Then this perspective, the models used in this perspective provide different ways to address very advanced problems, complicated managerial problems, right? Using the applications from mathematics, statistics, and other quantitative techniques and other computer ICT applications. This is widely used today, right? But it is considered as under the early historical traits. Right. Early historical traits. But today, which are widely used to make the decisions. Even interpretation of decisions can be done by AI. Right. But interpretation part should be done by the manager. Sometimes the AI may provide wrongful information, interpretations. Right. Then these are the key subject areas belong to this. OR, operation research, operation management. Some examples are given now as what are happening in these subjects. ICT, that's the most recent subfield in the quantitative perspective. Now, uses the advanced technological applications. Right. Then these are the areas of concerns, doing estimation, budgeting, planning, tracking production, managing projects, allocating resources, scheduling works and employees, simulation, requirement analysis, scheduling, queen theory, programming, linear programming, non-linear programming, inventory controlling, forecasting, all can be done with the help of these techniques. Even in management accounting, some are there, management accounting. Inventory management, break-even analysis, what else? Transfer pricing decisions, linear programming, scheduling, budgeting, what else? Capital budgeting, different types of budgeting. Costing, ABC costing, standard costing, variable budgeting, product mix decisions, relevant cost decisions, all happen. That's a best book to refer. Cost and management and call it Blueprint. This one, but now study packs are there now. CSU now. Study packs, reading study packs is enough. Papers are MCQs. Advanced mathematics calculations like those days. Huh? Distance level 1 and 2. MCQs are there. Oh, I saw that in corporate and strategic levels also MCQs are. Huh? 10 to cover 10 marks. Others are structured questions, 20 marks. That is better, no? Answer in MCQ is boring than headache, no? It is headache. But there should be case studies type questions, no? Or structured questions. In corporate law and all, you have to answer, right? To structured questions, no? Corporate law. Case discussions. Explaining principles, features. But in these evolved from foreign exams like SEMA, SCC, no? They started doing this, no? MCQs, mock papers. But universities are also now considered to have MCQs. Right. Anyhow, these are the areas, massive areas, no? Helped by the application of management science and quantitative techniques in management. Because at any time, managers cannot undermine the value of quantitative techniques, results. Right, with this we will have a break. Coming back, we will go jump to the next basket. Recent historical trends. එතකොට main menu එක ඉවර ඒ basket එක ඊළඟ dessert menu එක තමයි මේකේ තියෙන්නේ. Dessert with new terms. Right, buffet එකේ තියෙන නේද? main menu එක පස්සේ dessert. Okay, then online students, you may have your own refreshment, right, at home, right? Then somewhere around 2 o'clock, no? Just before 2 o'clock, we will gather. Right, 1 hour is enough. We have to do a case study also. Okay, let's try to manage the time. We have to have a class quiz also. Then what to do? Shall we come back around 150? Yeah, 151, 145, 151. Yeah, after coming, we will sign. You can increase the cool level, no? Now outside the temperature is high. Don't you feel that? It's like okay, no, there's some nearby. Right, next one is about the first basket, second basket. There the perspective is system thinking or system perspective or system theory. As I mentioned before, this came from biology to the business systems, right? Therefore, here open system view is given. Systems, all businesses, organizations have subsystems, and all these uh, depend on others, but overall system depends on the environment, external environment. Therefore, system thinking helps managers to understand different elements of a system or different elements of a situation and the behavior of the complex environment to influence even today's evolution of management thinking. No, we consider in such a way. No, these forces are influencing time to time. Right. Then management process discussed on the first day was noted in a similar way. Right. Right. Then when we consider the term system, it is a set of interrelated elements, but considered as a whole to achieve a common purpose. Then in here we can consider an organization as a system, right? Which has different subsystems to achieve their common goals. Right. Then subsystems are the part of a system, such as an organization and the divisions or functions of it depending on each other. Right. Therefore, managers especially need to understand about the synergetic function, combined function, holistic function of these different parts of a system to achieve the goals greater than what is expected. Normally, if we say in the mathematical terms, normally 1 plus 1 supposed to be, no, 1 plus is 2, no. As per the synergy, it can be more than that. 1 plus 1 can be brought as 3, 4, like that. Right. Then this is a diagram used to understand the functioning of a system. This is an open system model. But here environment can be considered as the external environment. As said here, all element outside the system or the organization, that is referred to the external environment. That a small correction should be done. It is beyond the boundary, system boundary, organization boundary, above the boundary, outside the boundary. The environment within the boundary can be considered as the internal environment. But we need not to consider internal environment here. Right. Then all resources and inputs are taken from the external environment, which are converted through the conversion process of the throughput to outputs. Again, they are going back to the external environment. But the fifth element is also essential to function a system, that is feedback. Right. Then to ensure the survival and growth and to do necessary changes to the system, managers need to have the feedback to get the information, to monitor and review the system's functions. The same should be done in controlling, in organization. Right, that's the outlook of a system diagram, right? Right, then all organizational systems are functioning as open systems. Right. Then teamwork, synergy, achievement of strategic goals, collaboration, all can be even function of management process. Many more can be considered in the system thinking. Right. Even especially senior managers, top managers need to have more understanding about the functioning of an organization as a system. We noted that when we were explaining management skills, right? That was it. Even in future, whatever the mode of the technology, all should be utilized with this perspective, system perspective. Big managers cannot undermine the importance of the influences of the external environment, right? And with that, they need to interact with external environment. But external environment can be divided into micro and macro. In micro, they have to consider the role of customers, suppliers, creditors, image stress and so on. Then the 6 dimensions can be considered as the macro variables in the steroid indirect environment or macro environment. Sometimes suppliers are provided the raw materials, components, and other facilities from the steroid environment. That's how inputs are taken. The suppliers should provide. Output should be consumed by customers, not by any others. They are customers. Suppliers are not by dealers and customers are by. That's the role of the external environment. Without that, organization cannot survive and grow. They cannot do the process. And demonstrate the importance of that. Then they cannot actually challenge the macro environment, rather adjusting, adapting into that. Right, next one is the situational approach or the contingency approach. Right, but this should be understood with the universally classical perspective we had. Right, universalistic view mentioned with the classical perspective and the three theories: scientific management theories, bureaucratic theories, and administrative principles. Even today, we can say those should be equally used by all managers in the world, but whatever the differences they face, complexities they face. Therefore, it gives a universalistic view to be considered then and even rightly today. Right. But as per the contingency or situational view, another reflection should be done to identify the impact of the particular case or the situation. To say, though there is a best way to management, every situation bring unique differences or circumstances to managers. Right. Therefore, by combining these two views under the contingency views, managers should know that organizational things or phenomena are happening in a logical pattern. Right. Therefore, looking at the similarities and differences, managers can address the problems by providing similar strategies as well as new strategies comparatively. Right. That's the idea mentioned here. No? It is not a very advanced thing. It is to combine our classical view and the case view together. Right. As an example, when manager try to select and use the leadership style, as I mentioned, looking at the employees and team members' behavior, he or she should be able to select and use different leadership styles to match, looking at the behavioral differences of the individual and the team members. That is one example. Another way, looking at the life cycle stage of the product or the service, when the products are in different stages, so in the life cycle, they have to come up with different strategies. The strategies given to the products in the introductory stage should be differently considered for the products which are in the growth to maturity stage or the decline stage. That is another example to say the contingency view should happen, situational view should happen. Even a competitor, level of competition should be identified differently. The threat of competitors are different, right? Therefore, for different competitors, the same strategy should not be used to react, counterattack their strategies. Then another one, looking at the cross-cultural differences, managers should make decisions to manage it. These cultural differences, they are sometimes for some cultures they have to give more localization efforts. For other cultures, they have to use more standardization efforts. That is the message. Even today, it is highly used continuously in leadership strategies to react competitions, in human resource management, in leadership, in project management, right? We also can consider these new practices in management. One is total quality management or lean manufacturing, lean management. The new practices in the modern workplace, such as customer relationship management, CRM, supply chain management. It is now considered as global supply chain management. Then outsourcing, which I explained here. Total quality management, it is actually my research area also. This knowledge started from the West with the contribution of the five major political gurus like Nemi, Duran, Frosty, Fijian Bone, and Japanese political guru Ishikawa. Initially, these were applied in the US industries following the scientific management principles. In US industries to do practice statistical quality analysis. Walter Sheward initiated that, but the American statistician Edward Deming, father of quality management, more capitalized that formally in quality management movement using statistical quality control methods, same method. After the Second World War, the Japanese Union of Scientists and Engineers Jews invited these quality groups to Japan to teach about statistical control methods to then engineers and executives in teaching seminars. Right. That's the landmark behind the current day of the success of Japan and Japanese organization. But they converted these Western total quality management practices into Japanese way as company-wide quality management practices with the small group-based quality control methodology. Toyota is a pioneer in converting these to a business level, right? But now companies all over the world seems following Toyota ways being manufactured, right? Knowledge is started from the West, but applied knowledge, massive successes achieved by Japanese. And total quality management is the application of different quality management principles in an organization in its all aspects of businesses, with the everybody is involved on continuous basis. Those keywords should be there to define quality management as total quality management. Right. The key examples for major quality management principles or total quality management principles are quality leadership or management commitment to quality or quality leadership, customer focus, employee focus or human resource focus, supply relations, quality culture or continuous improvement oriented culture, process management, information management. It can be separated today. Global focus. Now, I think, as per the scholarly work on future of the film, companies should identify the environmental focus and discuss sustainability also as one major practice of principle of total quality management. Right. When you look at the Toyota production system, it has three pillars. One is just in time, then automated production, then collection. These are the three pillars of Toyota production system. The one major objective of Toyota production system is to have zero defects or minimize all types of waste. Right. Muda, Muri, and Mura. Three types of waste. Waste, unevenness, and high burden. Right. Then ultimate aim is to improve the quality and productivity to the world-class levels, allowing companies to have high return on investment, high customer satisfaction, high employee satisfaction,
and high company image. Still, Toyota is the number one automobile seller in the world market. But it may be studied about what are the changes, frequent changes happening in the automobile market in the world, and to come up with electric vehicles as well. Still, I think advertise silent about that. The Volkswagen Nissan had, but it is a failure. You know now, skipped Nissan. And Nissan is facing a lot of financial losses. Major problem at the Nissan is the leadership problem. Earlier it had Gordon, American leader. He did a lot of malpractices, right, to win the financial performance and information, right, to what is called hijack money. And he was arrested, but from the prison also he left to Lebanon or something. But due to that, Nissan was not able to replace a good leader at top. Now Japanese leader is there, but due to this, what is called high losses made by the former leader, it is very difficult to capture the cover. That is the main problem, leadership problem. Another one is non-continuing the major partner Renault with Nissan to have electric vehicles. But there are some other reasons as well. Poor market research as opposed to Nokia. But Toyota is doing well. All the time. It has a very intensive, aggressive culture. Nissan was performing those days very well around 2010 and all. With Toyota. Even our roads, in Sri Lanka, we see, Nissan vehicles are very poor, not performing very good. Lot of repairs. Not for listen. But during 1980s, 90s, it's not second Toyota, Toyota. Therefore, continuous quality improvement is the main strategy for an organization to sustain the market, the long run. Leadership, quality leadership is number one. Even Nissan's this issue reveals that. You can add that, no? Management commitment is the key driver. When you look at the elements of international quality management frameworks, though customer focus is highlighted, the key driver for quality management practices is what? Leadership commitment, total leadership commitment. It is the one for a Sri Lankan company also, no? To enhance quality and productivity to the world-class level. Even quality gurus have said so long ago, in their books. As an example, Demin says that, quote in his book, Out of the Crisis, he has written that most parts of this book deals with quality leadership, nothing else. Right, last one is open collaboration under the recent historical trends. It refers to the development of projects, open collaboration. This is about open collaboration, open innovation, started from the software developing, right? Linux and all use even Microsoft, Linux, and other software developers had joined open source projects. But now it is widely it is applied in all other sectors as well. Though it started from software development. Supermarkets, manufacturing, in all businesses, no? Now the norm is to have collaborative practices. Then each can be benefited mutually. Right. Now we are in such an era, no? Not competition, and collaboration should be done. When we learn also, no, it should be done. Then Nissan may have a collaborative partner, I think. That's the only solution for it. Honda is also, I think, considering to take that. But even such decisions should be taken carefully, no? Now, we don't have color, you know. Sometimes the Japanese government may have a bailout, no? Bailout program, no? To save that. It's not good for the Japanese reputation also, no? If such a bad company gets collapsed, it's a nation problem. When General Motor had similar things, US governments had a bailout, no? But Toyota may not turn to that. It would not happen, no? But Honda may do that. Even currently, Honda is having a small joint venture with Nissan, no? A similar thing happened to the Toshiba also, no? Few years back. All happened due to the irrelevant financial performances, information. Wrong information, financial information used to make decisions and appear to the public. Yeah, all these cases need to enhance the importance of accounting and finance professions, no? For these cases. And you are in the right track. But you should now use advanced analytic techniques. Not only traditional methods of reporting. Right, that's the end of the handout. But then, if no questions about the things, we will have the quiz. After that, we will study case because the assessment task should be done on a day. Compared to the first one, I think today you had many learning points. Then you can easily select and do a presentation. Yeah, we will come back to online students later. Right. Oh, shall we start from them? Last time we started from you, no? Okay, then we will do the today's one also in a similar way. Because there can be connection problems, no? Whenever the connection is stable, you get an answer. Right, then who is going to start from online platform to share learning points about the history of evolution of management?
Any volunteer from online platform? Hello? Any volunteer? All of them are silent. Then we will start from here. Number 2, 002. Today absent? 002 absent, no? Right. Maybe because of the quiz, classroom quiz. Right, then 015, 15. 015. Also absent. I am referring the set numbers, confirmed numbers. Even I cross check with the sheet. Then for this no number, Ratnayak. Who is Ratnayak? R.
I have learned about two management perspective over time. First one is early historical trends, and second one is recent historical trends. Early historical trends have three perspectives. First one is classical perspective, and second one is humanistic perspective, and third one is quantitative management science perspective. On the recent historical trends, learn about five perspectives. These are system thinking. Second one is contingency view. Third one is total quality management. The technological view of workplace.
All right.
Fifth one is
You consider last one open to. That's the overall understanding
yes.
of the structure. Right. But others cannot repeat that. They may have a very specific insight points. Right. Next one 12, 012. Today you got 2 points. Last time only 1 point. Not explained well. For last time only the classroom participation. There's another one. Today 15 absent, no? He or she also got 1 mark. Others got 2 marks. Right. Yeah,
Sir, 15 numbers is available, sir.
Ah?
Hello, 15 numbers. I am here.
Your number is 15, 015.
15. 0 1 point, sir.
Ah?
0 1 point 15. 0 1 5 1 5 1 5 15 15 number 0 1 5. KBS Dushan. Is this clear, sir?
Not stable. Okay, we will come back to them. Yeah, they will respond later on. What's your answer?
Today we have learned about two historical trends, and the first one is early historical trends, and the early historical trends we have classic perspective, and the classic perspective is a scientific management. In scientific management, we have Tyler is the scientific the father of the scientific management is Tyler. And he
Taylor.
so,
Taylor. Like measuring Taylor.
Taylor. And he had 5 key objectives in scientific management, develop standards methods for performing each job, and set workers with appearance for each job, and train workers for standard methods, and set workers by planning their work and eliminating instructions. And the last one is providing wages incentive for the workers for increased output. That is the classical perspective.
Okay, right. That's enough. Your number 12, no?
Yeah.
Next one, 17. 17. Who is 17? Online? 17. Oh, absent today.
Sir, I am 15. Can I answer?
Your number is 17?
Sir, sorry, no, not 17, 15. Can I answer for
Okay.
you this question?
Right, okay.
Oh, I am understood this lesson on management perspective over time. Early historical trends, it is divided to early historical trends and recent historical trend. Under the early historical trends, we focus administrative principle. There's 10 more 10 administrative principles under the division of labor, authority and responsibility, discipline, unit of command, unit of direction, subordination, individual interest organization, like that, remuneration of staff. We thing is administration principle is very focus on the over the this management recent management trends. So so like this.
Okay, who introduced this?
Henry Fowler.
Favor. Henry Favor. Right. Is the father of management.
Yeah, father.
Right, then 17 absent, no? Right, next one 009. Right.
Today I learn about in management section early historical trends, quantitative management and science perspective. There are 3 types in that. First one is operation research. It consists the mathematical model building, using mathematical model building for quantitative decision making. Second one is operation management. It refers to using quantitative techniques to solve manufacturing and service related problems to take decisions. The third one is IT, information technology, which consists IT is the most subfield of the quantitative perspective, using information system to help managers to calculate the cost plans, track productions, and allocate resources.
Okay. It's about quantitative management science perspective, no, or approach.
Yes.
Considered as the last part of early historical trends. But it is not disregarded, no, today. Highly considered, no, today by businesses, no.
Yeah.
Then it should be taken to the early historical trends, but introduced in that way, no, those days. Number 6, 006. Right.
Today I learn about management, early historical trends under the classic perspective, bureaucratic organization. It is introduced by Max Weber. He would manage, in the organization, they would manage the impersonal relational basics. And he introduced some perspectives, some concepts under that. Division of labor with clear authority and responsibility.
position organized in a hierarchy of authority, manages subject to rules and procedures to ensure predictable behavior. And another one is managers are separated from the owners of the business, the organization. And another one is administration acts and decisions should recorded in writing. Another one is employees selected and promoted based on the technical qualification.
Should we separate the owners from management? Why? One reason? Yeah, then if not, there is more chance to misuse resource, money and all. No? But the Nissan leader acted as against that, acted against that. Considering Nissan as his own business, family business, not family resource. Family businesses are there, it is a different business model. Toyota is a family business, Walmart. Next one, number 5005.
The evolution of management thinking was influenced by 6 management forces. They are the global factor, technology, social and culture, economic, political and legal, and natural. So we will discuss about the 3 factors. The first one is social force. So in social force is refers to the aspect of culture that guiding in influence relationships among people. And the second one is economic force, and it pertains to availability of production and distribution of resources in a society. And the third factor is the political force. It is refers to the influence of political and legal institutions on people and organizations. For an example, the government regulation, political systems, those are the main influences for organizations to practice management.
Right. See, I wanted to explain the background of the major influences up to consider and reconsider the evolution of management. No? Just these. Right, next one, 7007.
Total quality management. Total quality management is coming under historical trend. Aims to improve customer satisfaction and product quality by involving all employees in the process, taking them over sustained long-term and short-term financial goals. The 4 principles of TQM are customer focus, leadership, involvement of people, process, method, system quality management, continuous improvement, actual to decision making and mutual beneficial supplier relationship.
Right. Next one, 1919.
Today, my point is human resource perspective under early historical trends. It combines job design aspect with theories of motivation. This introduced by 2 people, Abraham Maslow and Douglas McGregor. Firstly, Abraham Maslow says generalized and suggested a hierarchy of needs. It includes psychological needs, safety needs, belongings, and esteem and self-actualization needs. Next, Douglas McGregor says believed that the classical perspective was based on theory X, assumptions about workers that assumed the average worker preferred to be elected, wishes to avoid responsibility, relatively little ambitious, and most secure above all. The point of theory Y is that organizations can take advantage of imagination and intellect of all their employees.
Right. This one, number 7. 007. That's your number. Then 19 absent, no? Sorry. I kept quiet. Okay. Now, okay. Yeah. Then any other remaining numbers? What's your number? Why it not happen on the last day? You absent? It is not here, no. 008. You were there, no? On the last day. How you answer? Under what number? Oh, what's your number?
008.
I have not written here. You got 2 marks. No? I said okay. Right, then how about today?
They are then about the technologically driven workplace and the recent historical trends. There are three techniques we learn, such as customer relationship management and outsourcing and supply chain management. Customer relationship management is system using for the customer can manage their large amount of data, and outsourcing means contraction of creative functions and activities. Supply chain management means because the management because of suppliers and coordinating cover all stages of the purchasing.
Yeah, I might be considered, right? Considered you with the number 2 or 70 for the last period. 17. Huh? Now your right number is 8. Right, I will use this. If there are no person for the above numbers consecutively, then we can identify, we can disregard. Yeah, without cutting those, I think I am keeping them. But now you will be evaluated under 8. Right, likewise, any others remaining? What's your number? Last time you did not attend? 011.
Today we learned system thinking under the recent historical trend. System thinking is the ability to see all the distinct elements of a system or situation and the complex and changing interaction among those elements. The system is a set of interrelated parts that function as a whole to achieve a common purpose. Subsystems are parts of a system such as an organization that depend on one another. And the next one is managers need to understand the synergy of the whole organization. That means that whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Okay, that is about system thinking. Any others in the normal class? What's your number?
0.
It's the first time. 004. Right. Other lecturers are not using these techniques, no? Pieces? Some may be doing. Not take. Right, what's your answer?
Today I have learned about historical trends. I'm going to talk about humanistic perspective
which comes under early historical trends. City humanistic perspective can be described as art of giving work than to the others, and it represents the importance of understanding human behaviors, needs, patterns, attitudes in the workplace, and it describes how to interact with social groups as well. Mary Parker Pollard had a different perspective about human perspective. She said emphasis on work participation and shared goals among managers appeal to leadership stress the importance of people rather than engineering techniques, hence applicable for modern managers dealing with rapid changes in today's global environment.
Yeah, can you give a small example to understand such a practice or use in the modern business world?
Dividing workplace to departments which have to do work.
Or gathering through social media by employees, social media, no WhatsApp or something. Similar things might be mentioned, no, by her those days. To have some informal gatherings, relations. But these informal things may become as formal things. When we started emailing, no, it was not recognized, no. Now it's a formal method, email. So also like that, no. Initially, people were hesitant to formalize that. Now it is a formal thing to even to run statutory meetings, board meetings. We should familiarize it. Then it becomes a formal thing. Right, likewise, any others?
Sir, my number you didn't call.
What's your number?
14. Village for TDS plan.
What happened to last day?
Last day, because of my duty, sir, because it's important.
Anyhow, your number is 014.
014.
What's your today's answer?
Okay, sir. Now today we are talk about the management perspective regarding the main part about the topic today, quantitative and qualitative management science perspective. Sorry, involving the main thing of this idea. It is involving using mathematical model, scientific and computing the technique to solve the business and organization problem. In focus the data, analyzing there is a main identification to calculate this perspective. It is mathematical modeling, scientific and optimization data, decision theory like that. That is, it is important to resolve the problem, and it is widely used that this perspective used mainly used healthcare and finance and what do you call to improving their decision making techniques.
Right. Now, where are you working?
I mean, Dubai, sir.
Then can you explain how this practice is seen in organizations in Dubai? In what manner?
Mainly, there it is using for improving the quality, supply of the quality, and they're improving the what do you call
what managers do for that?
They are doing some market study, and some they are getting advice from some outsource company for getting advice from.
What are the methods they use to get market information?
Mainly, they are using that some website. They are looking at the website, and they are getting some supply from the third party details.
It is outsourced.
Also, mainly they are outsourcing, yes.
How about using the Salesforce, salespeople?
Sorry. Sale people, they are only hiring about their top management. They are permanently.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. They have strict rules, but the systems are very flexible. No?
Their systems are very flexible, sir. Yes.
Right. Okay. Any others via online? Should be.
Hello.
Okay. Yes.
Hello, sir. My number is 018 Nilushi KJNM Prasangani. Oh,
018.
yes.
Okay. Not duplicating, no? Okay. Last time what happened?
No, sir. Last time my mic was not working, so that's why I raised my hand, but it was not working. That's why I didn't reply them.
From
that
where
time.
you access? From where you access?
I'm from Dubai.
See. Okay. What's your answer?
Yeah, today I learned early historical trends and the recent historical trends. In the classical perspective, they are focusing on increase the products, and under the classical perspective, there is three components: scientific, bureaucratic, and administrative. But my focus is technological driven workplace. And other thing is when the managers select the leadership style, they must able to select the different they must consider about the behavior of the employees and the people, as well as the stages of the product life cycle. So my concern is the technology driven workplace. So basically CRM systems and supply chain management systems in my company practically.
Right. How in Dubai, in most workplaces, you see the level of using the new technology?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how it appears?
Actually, in the transportation, in the public transportation, they are using a high technology, and when in the customs also, they are using high technology to when something enter. I mean, some imported goods enter to the country. For the inspections also, they are using technology. So it's easy to trace the goods, and it's easy to trace uh, capture the duties also according to the HS codes. So they are using high technology to capture this kind of details of the goods.
Right. Through that, the businesses have streamlined the processes.
Yes, sir. Yes, everything is linked. Even
Right.
the peoples also, in this country, the residents authority is linked. Every people's linked in the system.
Right. Even foreign exporters should follow typical, quality accreditation systems used by your Dubai businesses in Dubai.
Yeah.
Bias in Dubai.
Yes.
Not the generic frameworks. The local exporters should follow their very inherent adherence systems.
I did not get you, sir.
Even Sri Lankan exporters trying to enter the Dubai market should follow very special approval processes, no?
Yes, specific things are there. Yes,
Yeah.
they needs to get it.
Which are somewhat dissimilar to the general ISO standards and frameworks.
Yes, sir. Yes, it's controlled by the government.
Right. Okay, thanks. Now everybody answered that. No? No one is remaining. Shall we have the head count of both altogether? I think 12, like 12 or 14 today. Yeah, 14. 4 via online, 10 here. Altogether 14.
Last time there can be confusion in identifying the numbers. I think I will question that with on other days. Okay, then we will move to a case study. Still we have time now to finish. I am using the ebook to select and do relevant cases after a lesson. Last time we did, I gave a question, but it is up to you to write the answers. We did this today. No? Yeah, these two are relevant, I think. Let's see this electricity workers kick out bureaucratic management in this state project. Yeah, all these are happening not only in developing countries like us, no? Because things might be happening in developed countries also. Right. It's also a case that, but there are many paras. It's a longer one. Compared to the previous one, small one. Right. Electricity workers kick out. They hate bureaucratic management, no? Happening in this institution outlet. Right. Similar things can be seen in Sri Lanka as well, no? With regard to the CEB. Right. Electrical sector workers, after just struggle against the managerial bureaucracy of COPELEC, the state-owned National Electricity Corporation, conveyed their satisfaction with the announcements by Chavez regarding the electrical sector. The COPELEC bureaucracy has revealed itself in the large failures in the electrical service and in the violation of the rights of workers. In this respect, on Friday morning, Carabobo, Valenciana State, at the headquarters of COPELEC deputy workers carried out a protest. Out with the bosses for being incompetent as incompetent managers, no, by senior managers, shouted dozens of electric sector workers in this protest, demanding new and more efficient authorities capable of looking for solutions to the blackouts that daily leave thousands of Caraboban residents without electricity. We are experiencing this, no, time to time. Right. The protest also demanded the rehire of a group of workers and some engineers who were unjustly fired by the management of COPELEC. There can be trade union actions. The protest culminated with the withdrawal of various managers and directors who used their vehicles to open the path between the crowds of employees who sang loudly and saying that they are going, the managerial bureaucracy is going. You also can imagine such a situation happening in a company premises, right? But I am not promoting this. I am not promoting this. We should make decisions in a balanced way. Right. The workers hugged and applauded, satisfied by the departure of the bureaucrats, whom they blame for inscrutability around the concrete causes of the failures in the electrical system and their supposed inefficiency with confronting the lack of maintenance of the power lines, transformers, and other infrastructure. The workers also pointed out that the management was indifferent to their complaints of attacks by electricity customers over their service failures and was hindering
the discussion about the collective contract or agreement. Today, a quotation. Today we have taken control, just as the President has said in his speeches. We are doing this in order to guarantee a service to the people and provide a solution to the problems. We want to provide a timeline of when electricity will be suspended and why, something that the authorities could not do, said Jesus Granados, General Secretary of Electricians Union of Carabobo. The electricians accuse the management of keeping such information from the community, a situation which has provoked annoyance in the population over not knowing how long the blackout will last. Workers also said that management didn't care that this was happening, and it is the workers who suffer the consequences, maybe blames of communities, who are the victims of abuse and insults by people from various communities. Last part. The workers stress that they are prepared to create a timeline of rationing and make it public, as the population has the right to know such information so that they can take necessary provisions. I think the provisions while the electrical problems in the country are being solved. Last para. Electrical workers agree with the statement by the President Hugo Chavez that the problem isn't just technical, the problem is also political. Much of the management in the electrical companies are resisting the changes. Not all of them resist, but there is a kind of knot, Gordian knot, that resists the full participation of the workers. Right, authors have not given a question. Then as for the previous one, I'll give a small question you to consider. Briefly explain. Question. Briefly explain. Briefly explain major reasons. Major reasons for the problems reported in this case. With relevant concepts and based on the relevant concepts and based on the put the comma and say based on the relevant concepts and the information given in the case. Based on the relevant concepts of management, concepts of management and relevant information given in the case. Right, similar points used for the previous case also can be seen here. Right? One is the management of this company may be having lack of system orientation by the institution. That is one. Another one, this was noted in the previous small case also. The management or top managers of this organization or the administrators of this institution seems not considering the importance of creating and maintaining continual relationships with others. Then you have to elaborate. Right? Then another thing. The poor communication, no? It seems that the parties or especially managers are having poor communication, used with formal and informal communication channels. Because of that, they have not been able to build the trust among others due to the poor communication. That's the key reason. Right? But communication, etc., will be studied separately later. Right, another one.
the organization, you can highlight the dark side of the bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is inflexible. Right. Another one, this organization is highly bureaucratic, but we don't see any error or limitation of the concepts of bureaucracy. But here, these concepts are used in an inflexible manner. Inflexible manner. To make quick and agile decisions to address these community-oriented problems. Because it should not happen, no? These organizations should ensure that, no, there are no power cuts, frequent power cuts. Resources, these are public properties, no? Right? And customers are not having such problems, right? But even in Sri Lanka, these institutions may be having high engineering cultures. Right. Therefore, managers and service providers have such mindsets. Because of them, mindset is what? Because of them and their expertise, people live. That is the attitude. But it should be reversed, no? They should have, because of people who are rendering the service, there's a job for us to utilize our knowledge and competence. But because of the high bureaucratic nature, they are reluctant to change the attitude, mindset. Now I said the 5 points, no? But when you do some other lessons, you should be able to learn more points. Right, with this we will finish today's discussion now. But there's another one. Even here, need not to do things unnecessary. Right. That is also boring. Right, then with your recent memory, try to complete the write-up of the answers for these two cases and keep them. Otherwise, you will forget them. Right, thanks for both physical participants and online participants. And likewise, we will proceed.
Assignments.
Yeah. All teams now, there should be a team lead also.
By economics subject, can you use same rules?
Yeah.
It will be easy.
The same classroom?
Yeah.
For that subject?
Yeah.
Done by Professor Raffi. Yeah, same things should be continued. Now you should be able to allocate the task and find information over these concepts. After gathering information over meantime, you should be able to type the things, following the writing guidelines given there. Right. After submitting the report, you have enough time to prepare presentation slides. Thank you. I am not missing the tea also, no? Today.
For the business level 2 management accounting, because my son is also doing this type, we got a very immediate date. 50 MCQs are there no, for the paper, 2 hours. For the business, what is called digital business also same. But if in thorough study packs, it is manageable. Should do at least 1 to pilot papers also, no? But computer should be used, no, to post the answer. Huh? For MCQs also, yeah. But rough papers are given for the calculations, right? Then is it similar to the AT syllabus, MA syllabus? It is more advanced. B2 MA is advanced, but after that there is another MA, advanced MA is there. Yeah, this is similar to the AT syllabus, I think. Similar, but not structured. 80 questions examination is a structured one. Using past papers, it is doable. But here, no past papers, model answers. No. That's a problem. But final pass mark is 50, no? But it is decided looking at the top level of passing performance. But anyway, I should help. Management accounting is not a familiar area, but for 80 I help in computer. I got the essentials. In a similar way, I will help you. Digital business all related to management, marketing, information management, digital business. Enough. All right. Then the best thing is now best time now. While trying to answer MCQs, at the time go through the pages of the lessons of the study. That's the best way.